On today's edition of the Freelance Marketing Ninja Show, we're going to talk about how you can overcome feelings of frustration and overwhelm almost immediately. So, if you're excited about that, then we need to get started right now. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Freelance Marketing Ninja Show. I'm your host. My name is Eric Stephenson. I am here in Salt Lake City, Utah, in my studio with all of my guitars. Yeah, I like playing guitar. If you've watched previous shows, you might have heard me actually play guitar and sing. Maybe we'll do that in a future show as soon as I get the sound all worked out. Anyways, I am so happy to be here for episode number 33. We've done this 33 days in a row, which is definitely a record for me, going live on the internet on video 33 days in a row. Anyways, this show is for you. The Freelance Marketing Ninja Show is for you if you are an affiliate marketer, especially if you're early on in your career, if you're just getting started, or if you're considering becoming an affiliate marketer. You want to see if it's legit. You want to see if it's something that you might like, something that you can do. My goal is to show you behind the scenes, not try to sugarcoat it too much, not put up any Lambos or mansions or that kind of stuff, private jets, some of the things that some of the more the people who make a lot more sometimes do in their advertisements. But I think we just need to go ahead and jump in, right? Because when I've encountered this with a lot of the beginners I've been speaking with lately, is just the feeling of overwhelm, right? There's you finally have maybe taken the plunge, you've made the commitment to get into affiliate marketing, to make it work. You've made a commitment to start to master the skills of running traffic on the internet, of writing emails or writing copy, getting on video, shooting little short videos, whatever, maybe talking to people, instant message, however you're going about it, writing a blog or whatever it is. But you're just at the point where you're just starting to understand the tech stuff, maybe, or maybe you don't even understand the tech stuff yet. And all of these different steps, every different skill, knowing that you have to master all of these skills to really start to make money, it can be very easy to feel frustrated and overwhelmed, especially if you get stuck. So I have discovered a process recently that I would like to tell you about that can help you to get over those feelings of overwhelm and frustration immediately. And where I got this is, I did recently attend a personal development conference called Genesis. So I took a little bit from there. I've taken a little bit from this book, The Creation Frequency by Mike Murphy. I just discovered the audiobook not that long ago, and we're definitely using some stuff out of this, and also out of a wonderful personal development book. It's a classic. It's called Psycho Cybernetics, that I highly recommend. I'm in the middle of the audiobook, so right now I haven't finished it and I don't have a hard copy yet, but I will be buying a hard copy in the near future so I can hold it up like I hold a lot of books up sometimes on this show. So it's kind of combining elements of all of these. A lot of what's discussed in all of these are kind of different ways of maybe doing the same thing, and I just found a process that works for me based off of, maybe studying this a little bit more. So, step one, the very first thing you've got to do is you have to admit to yourself that you're the one telling yourself the story that you feel overwhelmed and frustrated. You have to tell yourself that you created that story and that there's a benefit to you of telling that story to yourself. Sometimes it's hard to see, sometimes it's really hard to accept that. But the reason that that's so important is so that you can go to step two, right? If you accept the fact that you created that story and that you're somehow benefiting from it, then step two is a lot easier, because then you can tell yourself that you have the power and control to change that, right? You have the ability and power and control to change that, and you can change it instantly. Now, there's additional steps here, because sometimes just accepting that and telling yourself that doesn't quite get you there. It helps a lot, and in some cases that might be all you need, right? Definitely doesn't work when you tell your kids that. I have a 4-year-old. I should know. So step three. This is called a relaxation cycle. So you need to find a quiet room, and essentially you want to bring yourself, while you're still awake, down into a state of deep relaxation. Even being in this state for like 10 minutes can have as much benefit as an hour of sleep, right? So that might be part of your problem, is you're just tired. um, so even just going into this state can definitely help you. Now, I have a specific process that I've discovered that really helps me to get into this state. And this is coming, again, out of this book, The Creation Frequency. Mike Murphy, the author, actually put a free app online called The Creation Frequency. And if you download that app to your phone, when you have the ability to make certain recordings of your own voice, and that it will play those recordings back to you, along with like Eastern meditation style music that uses chimes and sitar, and I think they're called sound bowls. They're Tibetan. Anyways, it's very, very meditative Eastern style music, but that actually has helped me to get into that relaxation state. So you need to record yourself giving yourself instructions to relax your whole body. There are instructions here in The Creation Frequency, um, near the end of the book, where he actually puts the whole process together. You don't need the whole process for this, but definitely the relaxation instructions. And you could probably find something like this online, that's just a meditation or a script that walks you through what you need to say. But essentially, you want to start with deep breaths, right? And then you want to then start breathing normally, and then tell yourself to relax your face, your jaw, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your stomach, your tush, or he likes to call it your buttocks. I'm laughing like a 14-year-old boy talking about buttocks. I'm 47. That shouldn't be funny to me. And and then your legs and feet, right? So you're telling yourself to relax each individual part of your body. You probably want to be seated in some type of a lounge chair. If you lie down, you might fall asleep, and you don't want to fall asleep during this process. You want to be just in a deep state of relaxation, right? Um, so then, once you're there, and once you feel like you're in that state, now it's time to do step four. Let's get that on camera right. Step four. Step four is a visualization. So uh, I'm sure you're familiar with Michael Jordan, the basketball player. Michael Jordan used to visualize himself for hours at a time doing free throws without actually doing free throws, right? So, and there's plenty of examples of people visualizing themselves completing a skill successfully, even though maybe they've never successfully physically completed that skill. And and there's plenty of examples where that's actually helped the person. It's been just as useful as actually doing the skill in person. So if there's a skill you're trying to learn or something technology related you're trying to set up, visualize yourself doing that successfully, right? And pay attention to the little details of that visualization. So imagine yourself maybe moving your mouse around, if it's tech related, typing on a keyboard, opening up, the different websites that you need to visit. As much as you understand the steps, try to visualize yourself completing those steps successfully. If it's an email, visualize yourself writing that email, typing it out, and how you feel for successfully doing that, and not imagining that you're telling yourself you can't. That voice doesn't exist. This is a visualization. It's imagination. You can make up whatever you want, right? But imagine yourself doing that successfully. And then you can go on to step 5, which is also another visualization while you're still in the relaxation state. And this time, imagine that you have achieved kind of your perfect end goal of what you imagined when you first got into affiliate marketing. So what was the ideal outcome of you getting into this? Do you have more vacations you're able to take? Are you able to pay for your kids' college? Are you able to spend more time with your family because you have a side hustle that allows you to make a full-time living and more in just a few hours a day? Are you living in the house of your dreams, driving the car of your dreams? Uh, Imagine what that perfect state looks like, right? I like to imagine my dream house with the swimming pool, and the swim up bar and the hot tub, and you're all invited. You're all invited to that house when we're all done with this. Once I get there. So, anyways, then you can wake up and just try this once or twice, and let me know how it works out for you. Let me know if that helps you to at least get to a point where you don't feel so overwhelmed and frustrated that you can take on that task that you're afraid to do, right? I want to know how that works out for you. Anyways, that is my five step process for overcoming overwhelm. Now it's time to move on to my favorite part of the show. That's right, time to dance for the beginner tip of the day intro. This is the beginner tip of the day. This is a tip especially designed for people who are just beginning the process, might be feeling that overwhelm. You already had a beginner tip of the day, right? I already kind of gave you one, but that tip works even if you're not a beginner, right? At least it's working for me. I can't say it works for other people because I've just kind of assembled that process. Anyhow, uh, for me to get to this, I need to tell a story about what happened to me today. So I was watching this training on this new traffic source that I am looking at, evaluating, and trying to learn. And part of those trainings, they give you these sample websites or these sample funnels to use, but they don't give them to you in the software that I use, which is ClickFunnels. They give you HTML files that you need to install in your website, and I haven't done that for a while. And so I know how to do it. I know what I need to do, but I go and I upload that to my web hosting provider, and I put it in the wrong folder. And so I go back to try to delete the files because I want to put them in the right folder. And I ended up deleting not just my entire website, but pretty much all 10 websites that I have, along with my email that's on that domain. Pretty frustrating situation, right? That could be very frustrating because my whole business is pretty much on those websites, and my ability to interact with people is in that email. Right now I can't receive emails. So, what happens when the world comes crashing down around you? When you've broken something and maybe broken everything, right? What do you do? Well, you do not, absolutely do not panic, because everything is figure outable. Almost anything that you break, pretty much anything that you break can be fixed, right? Some of the things are harder than others. Getting your Facebook ad account banned is hard to get back. It's possible. It's possible. It might cost you money, but everything is possible to get back. So I kept a level head, and I thought, well, shoot, what am I going to do about this? And I just opened up a chat with tech support at Bluehost. My web hosting provider is called Bluehost, and the guy on the other end of the line was awesome. He understood exactly what was going on, and that's all going to be restored in the next 24 hours. Just so here's there's really two nuggets here. Anything you break can be fixed if it's related to the website or the internet. You can always go back and start from scratch, absolute scratch if you have to. Everything can be fixed. Maybe you lose some time, but you learn something, right? And number two, don't panic. Just don't panic. There's probably an easier solution than you might think. So you may need to ask people, you may need to mastermind with people, but that solution exists. Anyways, that is today's show. Hope you got some value. If you've been watching, maybe on live or you're watching a replay, and you thought today was valuable, you learned something, drop a comment in the chat and let me know. And I hope to see you tomorrow on episode 34 of the Freelance Marketing Ninja Show. Take care.